been a while since I've been in like an episode with you.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
I think we're rolling.
Let's go
That's what
for
the
it.
red lights mean.
Yeah, it's been a while.
BNT, APC223.
I just cut you off.
And we are going to ignore all of the other issues with BNT. We are not going to talk about anything going on over there. Okay. The amount of questions we've gotten about BNT.
Yeah, we don't know any. We don't know anything. Okay, now that we've got the elephant out of the room, or we've addressed the elephant in the room, let's move on.
Big old white elephant.
APC223 is the best platform to FRT.
100%. Even, again, disregarding all the other stuff that's going on right now.
Drama.
Industry drama. Yeah, I think we've tried to make a video on this. I've tried to make a video on my channel about this.
My Lanta!
FRT content on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Like, we've had to do this like 3 times. We've had this set up for what? I want to say 4 months?
Yeah.
4 months? And we put thousands of rounds into it. Like,
yeah.
Thousands. The reason why we didn't do a video sooner, I'll explain this because I handle the editing most of the time.
You do.
I've made like 7 versions of the range video we filmed.
So FRTs are a thing for everything, and it begs the question, what should you FRT?
So yeah, I mean, we've seen FRTs for damn near everything, even things that aren't like released yet, like the
Yeah.
People are already working on FRTs for those when they come out. So, but East Valley Tactical is like one of the legitimate shops doing FRT stuff. Well, I want to say, with a caveat, they're trying to do everything. You got the Genesis 12 coming out here soon. You got the BNTs, like pretty much every BNT, excluding the TP9s. There's a popular gun that you like, chances are there's an FRT being developed for it. At the same time, you're not a millionaire, and you can't get everything.
Maybe you are.
Maybe you are. You already got full autos at that point, but you can't get everything. So like, what should you FRT, and like, why is it if we had to pick one FRT, it would be the APC223?
So first off, the APC223 has a rate of fire that almost just feels natural. When it comes to rate of fire, you almost want to be either too fast, not too fast, but fast or slow, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the middle, because if you are fast, it almost feels like there's no recoil. It almost kind of all blends together.
It's happening, it's like a hose. Like, a hose is much more controllable than like an intermittent hammer. You know what I mean? A pressure.
Yeah.
So like, if I can apply consistent pressure for the burst amount of period of time, like, I feel like that's a better, more controllable experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then like what you're talking about with this being on the slower spectrum.
Yes, this is on the slower side.
This is on the slow side, guys. With this being on the slower spectrum, I really do feel like the distance between the first fire, that recoil impulse, and it already being chambered or ready to go for another round, the time in between those shots is enough for me to like ride that recoil to be steady. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a natural cyclic rate.
Yeah. It's much more AK-like in that manner, even though it's still 223. But I would say that's a little bit more on the Gen 1 side, though, too. So, like, Gen 2s are going to have a faster cyclic rate because the bolt, the reciprocating mass is lighter, yeah. You know, if you guys want to see the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2, it's basically if the bolt carrier group or the handle reciprocates. That's an easy tell of a Gen 1 bolt versus a Gen 2. And the Gen 1s are just, like, softer shooting in general.
And this is a Gen 1.
This is a Gen 1.
Clear that up.
Yeah. This is Gen 1. So your Gen 1s are softer because they're a little bit heavier and chunkier in design than the Gen 2s, and then also the bolt carrier group is heavier. It's a lot heavier. You know, this one's like definitely like a like it's good. And we are talking about reset mode. Okay, this isn't full auto. This is reset, just to make that clear.
Right.
This is reset mode. This is like one of the biggest, and I got in so much trouble for talking about this on my channel, but rare breed.
Okay.
Talking about the trigger group that's used in this.
So we got this. Can we say?
Yeah. Well, so we got this done by EVT.
We got this done by EVT, East Valley Tactical, and they used a rare breed trigger. There's a lot of controversy around rare breed.
Yep.
However, they are the company, I'd say, with the best reputation, and not company reputation, but product reputation.
They've had the most time on the block. And we have tested several FRTs. Some are getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for sure. Like Partisan out there. Great trigger now. Their earlier ones, not good. Like most Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 triggers suck so bad. And I'm just going to say it like it is. I'm sorry. A lot of triggers suck. And I do not like rare breed. Like, those guys, okay?
Yeah.
Seriously, like.
We're in the same boat as you.
We're in the same boat as you. We don't like it.
Yeah.
But this being a rare breed trigger, there are some inherent advantages legally and on the product end, okay? And I think that's why they went.
For now.
And like, we can't say for certain if this is why they went with a rare breed, but I'm just speculative. This is speculative. Anyway, with all that aside,
What were we talking about?
Yeah, the rare breed. They use a rare breed trigger. Comes with inherent advantages on the legal side, given that if you are worried about the ATF kicking down your door and declaring all other FRTs illegal because their agreement only binds to rare breed, or if you're not, whatever, like, do what you want, say la vive. Partisans is a good option out there. Okay, sorry, can't say that. Can't say that. Can't say stuff. Gosh, we are so handcuffed by YouTube and like policies.
In my brain, I'm thinking, what can I say? How do I say this without saying this?
Yeah.
Man.
This is a game. Like,
So
I
frustrating.
want to tell you guys what I want to tell you. Catch us on the lives.
Yeah.
Catch us on the lives.
After they watch this video. Then they're going to go to our live.
Then they're going to go to our lives. Yeah, who knows? Now, while the B&T is like legitimately the best FRT-able rifle out there, in my opinion, it does come with some downsides, and that's like, it's not a drop. There's a reason why you have to get this service through EVT, and that is because there's like required modifications that need to be made to this setup in order for it to function.
Right.
And we can't like talk too much detail about that, but like, just so you know, there are additive parts and they do mill some stuff out for this.
Right.
So it's like pretty intensive, but.
And you send the full gun to them.
Yeah.
So because they mill the upper, they mill the lower. And I will say that like, even just standard AR-15s, sometimes it's a plug and play, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does require more work. So if you are not capable or have the skill set to do certain things to your gear, then honestly, it's sometimes just easier to have someone else do it.
I will say, like, with all FRT stuff that has come out recently, these have already gotten better since by the time we got ours.
Yeah.
So we did have a couple gripes with this setup, and that was the trigger on the reset is too faint. It's not strong. You have to really ride the reset, or I shouldn't say ride, like you really have to apply light pressure. But having said that, since we've gotten this and like put a few thousand rounds into it, EVT's already updated and improved their versions. And I don't know if they're offering like a program for it, but if you have an early version, you can get it upgraded essentially, and it will be a more reliable reset, more forced reset, we'll say. So.
Yeah. And they do seem, from our perspective, they do seem to be very responsive to people. So if you are having issues with your setup, then they are quick to respond and actually help out.
You know, you got your roller delays, you got your lever delays, you got your all sorts of like systems and different things to mitigate recoil, but like nothing has done it quite like that hydraulic buffer.
Yeah.
And to note, we're not paid by B&T,
No.
all right?
No.
We're not. We bought this gun.
We did.
Okay. EVT did. We actually bought the trigger. EVT did do the milling for us and all the work for us. So shout out those guys.
Thank you.
But like everything here is bought and paid for by us. So.
Yeah. And I will say the first time I took this out, so I actually went to the range by myself that day. Do you remember that day?
Yeah. You came home and you're like, oh my gosh.
I think
I'm
I
like,
called
what?
you while
You're
I was on
like,
the range.
This thing's good.
Okay,
like
well,
I remember because you don't swear and you're like.
But I was almost expecting it to be like the other guns we've shot. And so I was like, okay, I know what to expect. Okay, step up to the line. And then I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
This does not feel like anything else. It was amazing.
Yeah, you literally called me and you're like, this is fucking amazing.
I think I sent you the footage. Like I was on the, like taking my phone, filming the footage from the camera. Or maybe I set my phone up too and I got footage with my phone. And I sent that to you and I was like, dude, like all caps.
I wish we were richer people, because then I would do like an SPC or like, APC9. Like, freaking subguns are where it's at, man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm like, that way I don't have to spend so much on ammo and it's like a lot more controllable. But like,
I mean, at the same time, though, I don't think you feel like let's say you had the APC9, I don't think you would feel as big of a difference, and I don't think it would be as amazing. It's still amazing.
Yeah, the effects are amplified in the 223.
In the 223.
Yeah, and 300 blackout, I can only imagine how like much better that is.
Yeah.
Because they're 300 SD. I would say this. I would say probably the best freaking FE rifle out there is an APC 300 SD.
I thought this was.
Same category. Same. The best 223. Like.
Okay.
I think like. I don't know, man. It's just like. We don't have that to show or whatever. Like if we were sponsored by B&T, probably we'd have that. But I mean, it's just so good, man. There's hardly anything bad to say about it other than you do need to keep up on cleaning because every 600 rounds, keep it cleaned. We were probably about, I want to say over 1,000 rounds into it before we started having issues and started getting dirty and gunked up. So like, just keep in mind she needs to be cleaned a little bit.
Right.
We shot this with Base Camp guys and Despop Joe. Good old Despop Joe. It was funny because I was like, I was freaking hyping it up. I was like, dude, this is the best experience you're gonna have. And like, they were all hyped up. And then we go to shoot, and like, we had just mag dumped this thing the day before, or like a few days before. So it was dirty as hell. And I could not get it to cycle. And I was like, fuck, what am I doing? And then cleaned it, field stripped it, cleaned it, and it's running good. So
yeah. And I will say, the reason that we can put as many rounds as we did is because of Ammo Squared.
Oh, shout out Ammo Squared. Look at that segue into Ammo Squared.
Hookup for our ammo.
EVT, B&T, APC223, LMNOP, FRT.
We've said that joke too many times.
I mean, we could go the full name. The East Valley Tactical Brugger and Thomet Advanced Police Carbine 223 with force reset trigger is amazing.
There you go.
Wow,
we're missing something. Put it in the comments below.
Yeah, I don't think we're missing anything. But yeah, I mean, it's
Gen 1.
Gen 1,
That's
Generation
what we were missing.
1. But it's a pretty amazing piece of hardware.
Anyway, if you made it this far, made it through us rambling, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. Help us beat the censorship by liking the video, commenting down below what you think of FRTs and all of the stuff going on right now in the industry, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Say the most heinous in the comments.
No, this is my comment section. Go to his comment section for that.
Do it. Be a legend.
I just realized.
Nobody translated their comments into Old English in our last video. Yeah, last 2 videos ago.
They didn't make it that far in the
video.
They
didn't make it that far in the video.
No, I know
we gotta start dropping Easter eggs in these videos.
We have to. Yeah.
Maybe you should like take some clothes off, man.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I am. I'll start taking clothes off.